Hi, good morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are. And what time it is there. Let me just turn down the switch a smidge. How is everybody? I have been so excited to stream again. It's only been since last Thursday, but it feels like it's been forever. Because I was at PAX on Friday. Let me just load save. So chapter 3, ambivalenza. Yes. So I was at PAX on Friday, and then it basically took me like the whole weekend to recover from that because I am so out of practice of going to conventions. Load complete, good. And then yesterday I was, because this is normally on a Monday, so I was going to stream this yesterday. But I actually had a mattress delivered, which was kind of fun. Doesn't sound that fun, but the mattress I was sleeping on was like 15 years old. And it was so saggy that like when I was getting out of bed, it felt like I was rolling out of a hammock rather than just getting off of a bed. So I am very excited to have this new mattress. I'm feeling well rested. I've had a good night's sleep. And I'm ready to go with Piofiore because so far I think we're only like 4 hours into the game. And with Amnesia, I think it took me about 8 hours total to get through Shin's route. And that had a very short common route. So I think we've got at least like 10 hours of this route to expect. Not on top of this in total. So we're about 4 hours in, so we're like a third, maybe half of the way in. I'm excited. I hope the plot starts to pick up a little bit. I feel like so far it's been mostly focused on just MC and Dante sort of hanging out. There have been some very cute scenes, don't get me wrong. The CGs are great. But I kind of want to like get involved in some of the overarching plot and like some of the drama because there's been hints of stuff happening. And I think it is starting to pick up now because we had that like meanwhile story with Jan. But I'm excited for that to pick up more and to get more involved in like the world of Piofiore. Why has that come up twice? Oh, also, I should say, my internet seems to be doing some really wonky things today. Hopefully it'll still be okay and it won't cut out. See, it's saying excellent, but then every now and then OBS is saying it disconnects. I have no idea what's going on. I've had like the worst luck with technical issues this past like week. I've managed to get the audio fixed, I think. Because I saw a clip from the Amnesia stream and I was watching it and I was like, oh man, was the Switch audio like that the whole time? And then I looked at the VOD and yeah, it was like that the whole time. So I'm so sorry, it sounded so choppy. Because I'm listening to it through the game, not through OBS, and so it was fine for me. I didn't even realize. But I believe I fixed that. I spent basically all of yesterday afternoon working on the audio. So fingers crossed the audio for the Switch will work. If it doesn't, let me know. And if there's like some lag or it looks like it's cutting out or freezing or something, also please let me know. Because my internet kind of cut out earlier. But we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will go well today because like I said, even though it's only been since like last Thursday, it feels like forever since I last streamed. And I've been looking forward to it and like PAX as well. Getting to meet like game developers and streamers and like talking to people got me feeling really inspired to keep going with this. And especially with visual novels too. Like I did actually get to meet, I think there were 3 visual novels that I found at PAX, which was honestly amazing. Like I honestly wasn't expecting to see any being showcased because visual novels are like a little bit niche still, and also I think sometimes like pro gaming or like hardcore gaming communities and platforms tend to look down on visual novels a little bit. But PAX is like not like that at all. One of the things that I really like about it is how inclusive it is. Like they had half of the expo hall was for tabletop games, so it's not even just video games, it's like all kinds of gaming, which is really cool. So I was happy to see, I think I found 3 and I'll be writing about them, so I'll give links and stuff in the post that I write about that. And yeah, I don't know, it was fun, it was inspiring, and I'm ready to get back into streaming again. got 3 streams scheduled for this week. Because last week I ended up streaming Amnesia for like 5 hours, which is the longest stream I've done so far. But honestly, it was kind of fun. So, we'll see. I don't think I'm going to do a 5-hour stream today because this, it's like 10 o'clock for me. So, by the time it gets to around like lunchtime, my brain's going to be dead. But maybe one of the afternoon streams this week I might go a little longer depending on how we're going. But yeah, this week today is Dante, Piofiore. Tomorrow is continuing Amnesia, but we actually finished Shin's route last week. So we're starting Kent's route tomorrow. And Friday afternoon is continuing Witchy Life Story, which was a lot of fun actually. I'm glad I started playing that, even though it's not technically an otome game. Like, Devon is cute. I'm going to be trying to romance them. And I'm enjoying all of the witchcraft stuff too. And the aesthetic is very cute. I love the like cottage witch vibes. But anyway, today is Dante's day, so I'm going to stop talking about other games and other characters and focus on him. So I stood in front of Dante's office, took a deep breath, and knocked on the door.
Hi.
Or should I turn it up a bit now they're speaking again? Let me know if it's too quiet or too loud. There we go. I hope everything went well, Dante. I brought you a cafe latte and a baba. What is a baba? Terminology. A cake steeped with rum-flavoured syrup. Yum. That is another problem with playing Piofiore right before lunch. The food sounds so fucking good. And they describe it in so much detail. Makes me so hungry.
No. それはここに
As Dante pointed to his desk, his phone rang.
誰からだ そうか
I love his office. Well, I'll be going. I hurriedly placed the doce on his desk and tried to leave as quietly as possible. But... Oh, ... The king of the ... Dante was still on the phone, but he gestured something to me. Is he telling me to stay? As I wondered what he was trying to relay, he spoke into the phone again.
いいだろうつなげ
Oh, what's happening? Are we finally getting the drama coming to us like I said I wanted? Is it really alright for me to be here? The call connected and Dante spoke in his usual calm tone of voice.
あまり余計な真似をするなパリス
Paris?
下手な賭博からは足を洗うんだな
Ooh.
お前がファルツォーネのやり方を信じられないと言うならそれでもいい
It's interesting because this scene feels like maybe the drama's finally like starting to, come into our little bubble because Lily has been in her own little safe bubble for basically this whole thing, especially since she arrived at the Falzone family house because we've just been kept in our room. But the music is like so chirpy and upbeat. It's like, oh, he's just having a casual chat on the phone with his friend.
その時はお前との縁もこれで終わりだということを
But like what he's saying
肝
is
に
so
銘じておけ
tense. The music does not match.
なあそれでいい
Dante coldly and abruptly ended the call. He then raised his face to look at me.
待たせた
Is this music meant to be here or is it a bug? Because this does not suit the tone of this scene. Oh, not at all, I'm fine. Was there something you needed from me? ... Dante sipped the warm cafe latte on the desk and after a brief pause spoke.
わざわざお前が運んできたのはジュリアの指示か
Yes, everyone in the kitchen was busy, so I was the only one who could come. They're trying to wingman us so hard, all the staff.
メイドのような真似をさせてすまない
Not at all, I've been under everyone else's care, so I'm pleased to be able to help. I'm sorry for disturbing you, I'll be careful next time. ...
このババはお前が作ったのか
I mean, I think so, right? Lily's meant to be good at baking, I'm pretty sure she made this. Yes, though I did learn the recipe from Julia. Dante reached for the fork to take a bite. He chewed slowly as if to savor it. ... Question mark? I waited, unsure of what he wanted from me. He's just eating in front of us. Please tell me he's like making really intense eye contact while he does it. He took another sip of his cafe latte.
お前の作るドルチェは うまいな。
I like his gentle smile face. That's nice. My heart tightened seeing his sweet smile and gentle words of praise. True. Really? I stuttered a bit with my reply, and Dante chuckled.
Grazie.
Aww. I like that they're saying the Italian words as well, even with the Japanese voice acting. Oh, it was my pleasure. I couldn't believe how flustered I was from our casual conversation. It's 'cause you like him. Just admit it. ... I cleared the dishes and utensils from Dante's desk and exited his office. He caught me off guard when he praised me, but I'm glad he liked it. Aw, cuties. Has the music gotten stuck on this loop? Hold on. Because this is still the same song. I'll just see if it changes when the scene changes. Because I guess that was a bit of a cutesy scene. Oh, there we go. It was kind of cutesy in the end, but like to start with, it sounded like he was having a really serious conversation on the phone about like his Mafia business, and the music's just like la la la. The next day, I visited the kitchen around the time that Julia's chores were about settled. Julia, about the baba we served yesterday. I meant to report back to her, but she was so busy that I decided to wait until today. Dante said it was delicious. I just wanted you to know that. She's like, oh, that's so cute. Because you can imagine from Julia's perspective that she just like comes bursting in and she's like, Dante liked the cake that I made. Julia smiled at my sudden report in obvious excitement.
Ah, それはよかった。あのババはとてもいい出来でしたからね。
Aww, and Mama Julia likes our cooking. Leo told me before that Dante likes sweets, but I didn't know exactly how much. And then Dante just had the entire thing.
甘いものがお好きなのもあるでしょうけど、多分坊ちゃんはそれだけではなく。
It's like, yes, he enjoys sweets, but he also likes you. Is she gonna say it though? Nah. It sounds pretty busy outside. Is it coming from the entrance?
でしたら、熱いコーヒーを用意しましょう。今日はよく冷えますから。
As Julia prepared the coffee, she turned to ask me a favor.
もしよければ、何人戻ってきたか、サロンの様子を見てきてくれますか?
I wonder who's gonna be there. I'd be happy to. I quickly headed out to the salon. Huh? Where is everyone? Usually when they returned, they took a break in the salon, but there was no one around. Something wasn't right. I tilted my head a bit as I returned to the kitchen. Say, Julia, I went to the salon, but no one was there. Where did everyone go? It's so silent, it's creeping me out. What's about to happen?
誰もいない。あ、そうですか。では、帰ってきてまたすぐに出かけたのかもしれませんね。急ぎの用があったんでしょう。
She's hiding something. I feel like something bad just happened. Everyone must be really busy. I felt a bit odd, but I nodded in agreement. I noticed Julia smiling at me gently.
あなたも部屋に戻ってはどうです？今は特にお手伝いをお願いすることもありませんし。
I love that. She's like, there's definitely something shady happening, so I'm just gonna very calmly and without like making her stressed, suggest that she go back to her room. Alright, come to think of it, Leo might be anxious if he sees I'm not in my room. Do let me know if anything happens, Julia. I'll help with preparations when everyone returns.
ありがとうございます。
As I left the kitchen, I waved to Julia, who saw me off with a smile. Heh, looks like Carlo is fast asleep. I love Carlo, I miss him. The most adorable little kitty. The CG with Dante and Carlo is probably... I don't know if it's my #1 favorite so far, but it's definitely up there because I really like the one where MC fell off the balcony and into his arms. That one was pretty great too. Maybe I'll read a book while I still can. I picked out a book from the batch that Leo brought to me, then settled into a chair. Look at me, casually reading a book while listening to music in this room. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cushy. It's honestly reminding me a lot of those kinds of characters where they'll like lock you up in a cage or something, because even though it's not like an actual cage, We're basically confined to this room most of the time. We have a literal guard, a guard dog. Leo is very puppy-like. But it's like, oh, to make you more comfortable while you're in this, totally not a cage, we'll bring you books and music and flowers and a kitten. Like, he's reminding me a lot of Kenshin from Ikemen Sengoku and Jumin from Mystic Messenger. I'm also wandering the manor freely and making sweets with Julia. Yes, because your master finally let you out of your cage. But only sometimes and only if you behave. I could tell my disposition changed. Maybe I've grown accustomed to living here with the Falzone family. Stockholm Syndrome. In fact, I can tell that I'm enjoying the comfort of my days here. Because originally she tried to escape. I hardly had any time to myself back at the church when I looked after the children. But it's fine. It's fine that we're not allowed to do whatever we want, because who needs freedom when you have comfort and luxury? Not that I didn't like working from morning to night, but... well, she's got a taste for the upper classes. If I will eventually return to my normal life, then I might as well enjoy my time here with the Falzone while I can. You're not going back, sweetie. You're gonna get married to the Falzone boss and live as a wife of an organized crime lord forever. But I mean, the room is really cute. Life here was something the old me could only dream of, and it was a life that would fade away in time. It's fine, it won't. He totally likes you. Maybe I should enjoy my time here to the fullest. But I still want to see Elena and the rest. I wonder if they're doing alright. Wasn't Elena maybe getting married or engaged or something? Ah, I'm coming. Someone knocked on the door. I opened it to find an unexpected guest. Is it Dante? Oh,
Yeah.
it's Nicola.
ちょっとお邪魔するよ。
Nicola? I didn't know you were here. He didn't respond to that and instead spoke to me abruptly. It's so cold in my office today. I should have put the heating on, but it's like the heating thingy is right next to the microphone and I don't want it to like be super noisy. I've got like layers on, but my nose is running a little bit from the cold. I have my tea as well, so I'll warm up. He didn't respond to that and instead spoke to me abruptly.
少しだけ君の時間をもらっていいかな。
You sure can, Nicola. God, I can't wait for his route. I hope he's more flirty in his route because everyone, from what I like heard about his character, and especially his voice actor as well, I thought he was going to be this like really suave, flirty playboy type. But so far he's just been nice. Like, he's been a bit manipulative, don't get me wrong. But he hasn't done anything like overtly, I don't know, flirty. Which would be such a waste with that voice actor. If they don't get him to like, he's so good at those like lines where they get up close to the microphone and it's like in a really low sort of husky voice. He's really good at that. So if they don't have any of that in Nicola's route, then they've wasted the talents of his voice actor. But I guess I'll find out. I'm not going to be playing Nicola's route for a while though, which is a shame.
じゃあ僕についてきて。
Because I think I'm playing this one and then Orlok I think is next, based on the route order that I was recommended. ... Not knowing what he wanted, I left the room and followed Nicola. So something definitely happened, like that little scuffle thingy that we heard. It wasn't everyone coming home, there was something dodgy happening, right? Something didn't feel right. He wasn't speaking like he usually did. Yeah, because that's why Julia was like, maybe you should go back to your room. Haha, don't worry about it. Nicola, is there something the matter? ... Nicola stopped and turned toward me.
君に見せておきたいものがあるんだ。
Oh, what is it? I like his suspenders. Show me something? Before I could ask him what that was, he turned back around and started walking again. Something definitely isn't right. What does he want to show me? Despite a strong feeling of dread, I continued to follow him to find out. Oh no! Cells? I didn't know they had these in the basement of the manor. That's because you've been living in your cushy bubble this whole time. But who is it going to be? I don't even know. Or maybe he just wants to like show us how violent Dante is because he can tell that we're getting close and he wants us to, like, he wants Lily to know who he really is. before she gets Dante's hopes up. Something was telling me that I really shouldn't be here.
話せば楽になるってまだわからないか。
I called it. Cushy Bubble's about to end. We're about to witness torture.
ほら起きろ。気絶するならすっきり吐いてからにするんだな。
But who is it? Deep in the cell quarters, I could hear the Falzone family interrogating someone. ... He silently bid me to look inside the cell. I slowly peeked inside from the stairs. Is it gonna be the detective? Oh no. Oh, we know them from the Meanwhile stories, but I don't think Lily's met them yet. A young boy bound and held on both sides. In front of him was a large barrel filled to the brim with water. Oof, yikes. Yeah, it's about that, like, whimsical little bubble that MC was living in. I'd say it's well and truly popped. Is that Dante? Yeah. It is. Nicola's like, I can tell they're getting close, but if they fall for each other and then she finds out about, like, who he is and all the violence and stuff that he does, then she's gonna freak out and break his heart, so I'm gonna show her now. Yeah, and Dante's the one doing the torture. Or at least ordering it. Dante was standing with his back on the wall, looking at the boy from a distance.
無駄だよ。僕はこんなことで口を割らないから。
He has really pretty eyes as well.
それにしてもファルツォーネのカポはお綺麗な顔して
Here it is.
案外陰湿だったんだね。
Grim reality coming in. The young boy calmly spoke to Dante with a sneer. Despite his bravado, his face was pale from being repeatedly dunked into the water.
フェイと言ったか。ヤンの子飼いの部下ならそれくらい知っているだろう。
Faye is such a cute name. Don't be mean to Faye.
これはマフィアとマフィアの抗争だ。良識はいらない。暴力だけが意味を生む。
See, we had all of those cute scenes with Dante, with the cat and the books, and like catching us when we fell out the balcony. Now we're about to see his gritty, real side. I've never heard Dante's voice so cold and unsettling like this before.
ラオシュは表の人間を巻き込んだ。
Oh,
越えてはならない線を越えたんだ。
that is certainly not a friendly thing to do. Faye. But Faye's cute though.
越えてはならない。だって僕そんな線見たことないよ。
Instead of answering the young boy, Dante continued speaking.
ラオシュは飴の袋詰めに偽装して町の人間に薬を売っているな。カラメンラなどと呼んでいるようだが、あれは人間の体を破壊する猛毒だ。
ああ、あんなのより本物の飴玉の方がずっと美味しいのにね。
I think that's quite the point.
ラオ州の構成員が薬を使おうと売ろうとベレーノでは好きにしろ。だがファルチェでの勝手は許さない。
Dog.
マフィアとしての約定を破ったラオ州は何をされても文句を言う資格はない。
He's like, excuse me, we have a gentleman's pact between all of us to stay in our lane, and you're breaking it. I wonder why though. What is Jan doing, or is he just trying to stir shit? I get the feeling that he's the kind of guy who would just do something for shits and giggles. Dante stared at the young Fae with a cold and intimidating look on his face.
やれ。
Oh no, I don't want to witness torture. I want to go back to the cushy room with the kitten.
Huh.
Ugh.
あげろ。
Yikes, this is not ideal.
無駄な真似。ご苦労様だよ。殺されるまで喋らないよ。僕は。
このガキ、まだ余裕があるらしいな。
What is Lily gonna do? I'm curious. I don't know if she's the type to be like to stand back and just be horrified, silently horrified, or if she's the type to like run in and be like, stop. I couldn't believe what was happening. I could tell I was losing consciousness from the dankness and smell of blood in the air. So she's just gonna be silently horrified and pass out, I think. Yeah. Don't blame her, TBH. ... I couldn't keep myself standing any longer. With perfect timing, there was a momentary silence as everyone stopped speaking. The sound of my heels resonated through the cells.
誰だ
Nicola propped me up by the arms and casually led me out in front of everyone. He wanted Dante to see too.
邪魔してごめんね。みんな、僕だよ。
I feel like Nicola knows what's up, and he could see they were starting to like each other, and he was like, look, they're gonna have to have this confrontation eventually. Might as well do it now before they get even more serious about each other. Because Dante's gonna be hurt too, even if he doesn't show it, because he clearly likes MC. And so seeing her get like upset at his like dark side, I feel like it's better to get that out of the way now as well.
ニコラとジョーちゃんも
But they'll get over it because this is an otome game and love can cure everything.
彼女と一緒に猫を探していたんだ。まったくいたずらっ子で困っちゃうよね。
Such a liar.
こっちに来たと思ったんだけど、ダンテ見ていない？
いや、
Oh, Dante.
地下じゃなかったか。じゃあ、他の場所を探してみることにするよ。
Speaking of shit stirrers, although like I said, even if he's being a bit cheeky right now, I feel like his intentions are to benefit Dante, whereas I feel like Jan just wants to watch the world burn. Nicholas spoke as if everything was normal. He then pulled me in by the shoulder and turned to go back up by the stairs. I wanted to leave this place quickly, but I couldn't get my legs to move. Dante nodded his head, to which his men immediately reacted.
はい
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I don't think this is exactly what Liliana is looking for in a man.
リリー、どうしたの？
Nicola tilted his head and spoke my name, seeing that I was unable to walk. I stood there, frozen in place. Ooh. Alright, what are we gonna choose? I wanted to stop what was happening, or I couldn't say anything. Do we want to be proactive, or do we want to mope? It's like, I wanted to stop what was happening is like, I wanted to do it, but it was so shocking I couldn't, and I couldn't say anything feels a little bit more like feeling sorry for herself a little bit, like feeling bad. Like focusing on what she couldn't do rather than what she wanted to do. So I'm gonna go with the more like, I don't know, I feel like the top option is a little bit less self-deprecating. Dante, please stop. ... He's still a child, isn't he? I could tell he was a member of the Lao Shu and that he did something terribly wrong. Even then, I couldn't turn a blind eye to the violence in front of me. Please, please don't do such terrible things to him. Oh, good for you, Lily. I know I had no right to say it, but I wanted them to stop this torture. I mean, to be fair, it looks like Faye's not going to speak anyway. Though I'd mustered every ounce of courage to speak, I could hear my voice shaking. ... I don't know if that was the right choice or not. Dante stared at me with his cold eyes, then spoke in an even colder tone.
部外者のお前には関係ないことだ。
I mean, true. That's fair. But still, I feel like she'll feel better for having tried. Maybe. That's my logic anyway. Dante. ... His eyes narrowed, hearing me speak his name. He does look kind of conflicted right now. For a moment, he seemed to hesitate, but his response was no different. I mean, look, these things take time. He's been involved in the Mafia literally his entire life. You're not gonna, like, suddenly convert him to a life of absolutely no violence in a moment.
リリー、仕事の邪魔だ。
Oh, that was real sexy of you. He listened to what I said before, but I don't have the right to get involved with the Falzone family. I'm an outsider to them. And also, it's his job. The reality that I wasn't a part of their family struck me hard, to the point where I couldn't say anything else.
頃合いか。あげろ。
Oh.
はい。
I feel like at this point
ど
Nicola
う
should...
だ、何か話す気になったか？
I feel like at this point Nicola could maybe like escort us out.
何度言えばわかるのか。
The young boy looked at me. His face twisted as he began to chuckle.
それが鍵の音ね。
Pardon? The what now? The key maiden? The fuck is that? Wait, I knew it. I said that it would be weird for Jan to just try and like kidnap us because we're blonde and apparently he's like sex trafficking people or something. But and like that the Falzone family were going to such great lengths to protect us. I was like, there's definitely another reason. Oh, hi Taranga. How are you? Like, there's definitely another reason why like that everyone's so interested in her. And this is it. So what is the key maiden? Huh?
鍵のなんだって？
Oh, hey, we just got some good information out of him by not torturing him. Just saying, Dante. Nicola. Does Nicola know?
なぜお前がその言葉を知っている？
Oh. I feel like... I don't know, I said this before, this is just my theory. I've never played this game before and I haven't looked up any spoilers or anything. But the fact that she's an orphan has me suspicious. Like, where did she come from before that? His eyes weren't just cold, they also showed hints of a murderous rage. Oh, why?
それはお前ごときが口にしていい
What
言葉
is
じゃない。
happening? Hey, I said at the beginning of this stream, I want more drama, I want more plot, and the game is delivering so far. This has been great.
うかつな発言は自分の寿命を縮めるだけだ。それとも今すぐ死にたいか？
Oh, just don't mind me just screenshotting that too. I love his evil mafia mode. Well, wait, what is this key maiden? ... Dante didn't answer my question, but squinted and silently waved me away. What was that? Was he referring to me? Definitely, I mean, he looked straight at you and said key maiden.
もういいよね。行こう、リリー。
What is the key maiden thing? Wait, Nicola, I'm not... Nicola gripped my shoulder firmly and then pulled me sharply toward him. Oh, that was also real sexy of you. He led me out of the dank and cold underground cell. With Nicola's help, I somehow made it back to the salon. Now, I'm enjoying the like dark mafia side of these characters. The whole of her route so far has just been, hey, maybe the mafia guys aren't that bad after all. Look how nice they are. But I'm enjoying this like glimpse at the sort of angry, dark mafia versions of themselves.
さあ、カフェラテだね。まだ暑いから気をつけ
And
て。
then just like that, we're back to the nice mafia guys again. He's like, look at this torture. But also, here's a nice hot chocolate. Here's a nice coffee, you know? And the music's changed too. Back to her little safe bubble. Nicola handed the cup to me, but I couldn't bring myself to take a sip. What I just saw back in that cell shook me.
突然のことだから驚いたかな。ごめんね。
Are you though? Because you're the one who took me there. Was that what you wanted to show me? Why? Why did you...
君に知っておいてほしかったから。
suspicious.
君にどれだけ優しく接していたとしても、僕たちはマフィアなんだって。
I mean, I knew he wanted to like show her the dark side of the mafia or whatever, but I feel like it wasn't for her benefit. I feel like it was for Dante's benefit.
君とは生きる世界が違うんだってことを忘れないでほしかった。
I couldn't say anything in response. It was true that I was starting to forget who they were outside of the manor. You know, this kind of reminds me of Chevalier's route in Ikemen Prince, where she had that thing of like, she was lulled into this false sense of security and then was confronted with his like violent side again. I was just beginning to think that they weren't as scary as they seemed. That's what happens when you live in a very cute, cushy room with a very cute kitten. But it was far from reality. They would resort to anything to attain their goals, even violence. Yeah, but what is their reason for it? Mafia, fear. Those words began to resonate with me again. Because I feel like if she asked Dante why, I bet he has some sort of noble reason. He seems like the noble type of love interest. I was simply being treated well because I was in their custody. What they were at their core was far more sinister than I could ever have expected. ... I don't think they're sinister just for doing those things. I think the action isn't as important as the intention. Did I just get a phone call?
でもさすがに拷問の様子を見せるなんていくらなんでもやりすぎだよね。
That's a
ごめん。
pretty intense introduction to the world of the Mafia.
ダンテだって誰に対してもあんなに冷酷ってわけじゃないんだよ。さっきのは敵対している組織の人間だからダンテも容赦しなかっただけ。
So as long as you do what he says, he's such a nice guy. The image surfaced again in my mind. It's like, fine, just do whatever Dante says, do whatever he wants, don't question him, don't rebel against him, and he'll be the nicest person. Okay, Nicola. The image of the young boy being tortured by the family's men. The image of Dante coldly and ruthlessly giving orders. Yeah, but he looked hot while doing it. ... I looked down to see my cup shaking. My hands. Nicola gently cradled my hands ever so lightly.
大丈夫だよ。僕はあんなことしない。
Is he trying to seduce us? Is he really using this moment? He's like, look how scary Dante is, but I'm a nice mafia guy.
ゆっ
Now's
く
not
り
the
でいい
time.
からそれを飲んで。君が落ち着いたら部屋まで送るよ。
Or was he just being comforting? He was like, don't worry, you're safe now. ... I nodded in silence at Nicola's sweet and gentle voice. He does have a good voice. Is my mic picking up some like background noise? Should I turn it down a smidge? As soon as I returned to my room, I crumpled into a heap on the bed. I guess I didn't know how things really were all along. To be fair, no one's told you anything. All I could do was watch that brutal violence play out in front of me. I saw the dark side of the Falzone family, which I was starting to think didn't exist. Or maybe I was simply turning a blind eye to what was happening around me. Even so, what options did I have? True, you can't even leave. No answers came to mind. I need to step out for a moment. Or is it going to be danger time? I slowly stood up and exited the room to get a breath of fresh air. It's always when they go for a walk to clear their mind that they get kidnapped. Carlo. Seems like Carlo was playing out in the garden. He perked up and dashed toward me. ... Or are we just going to have an emo moment? I picked Carlo up in my arms and stroked his soft back while trying to gather my thoughts. I slowly inhaled and exhaled in an effort to calm myself. I was at the church that night by coincidence when Dante took custody of me. Or at least that's what I thought, but was my abduction a coincidence at all? No, definitely not. You were targeted. That was obvious. When Dante came to my room with roses to apologize, okay, that was cute. I did like that scene.
これ以上のことは言えない。今はまだ。
So Dante knows about the key maiden thing, right? I believe that's what he said. He said there was more, so that means he must be holding something back. Confront him. Bribe him with cake. He said that he came to save me when he received a call from Sister Sophia. But why would a boss himself come down to rescue a normal civilian? Exactly, that's what I said. All these like important mafia dudes are like coming together around this like one regular orphan girl who works at a church. I don't think so. If anything, he would have sent his men to handle the situation in his stead. Or maybe there was something about me. The young boy in the cell called me the Key Maiden, right? If there was something special about me, it would explain Dante's odd behavior. But there isn't anything special about me at all. Oh, meanwhile story, let's go. What does it press up? Doubt. Ooh, what is this? Is it gonna be Dante? Oh, Nicola, cool.
地下に捕らえてあるネズミ、しぶといね。全然喋る気配がないよ。いっそのこと、もう少し口が軽そうなのを捕まえてこようかと思っているんだけど。
お前に任せる。
了解。情報が引き出せたらどうする？
古いネズミも新しいネズミも用済みだ。始末しろ。
Yikes.
ああ、死体くらいはヤンに返してやれ。
Brutal.
取引には使えない？
あいつは簡単に部下を切り捨てる。ヤンと交渉するのは現実的じゃない。
True, but he might care about this one. He has like a whole detailed character sprite. He's clearly not a random pleb. He's like an important side character.
だいたいネズミを一匹捕らえておくだけでも見張り役に人手が必要になる。もし抜け出されでもしたら屋敷内に多少の被害も出るだろう。それにそもそもの約定を破ったのはラオ州だろう。取引とは
True.
対等な相手と行うものだ。
They would 100%, at least from what I've seen so far, 100% would just like not go along with the negotiations or like lie or something.
なるほどね。よくわかった。そうそう。ファルチェのネズミ狩りは順調に進んでいるよ。ほとんどの売人を一掃できたって言ってもいいんじゃないかな。僕からの報告は以上。
I prepared to leave when a stern, angry voice struck me from behind.
どういうつもりだ、ニコラ。
Ooh, the boys are fighting. I turned around slowly and smiled.
やだな。何の話？
なぜ地下牢にリリーを連れてきた？
He knows.
言ったよね。偶然だって。二人でカルロを探していたんだよ。
Yeah, yeah. Dante's not gonna believe that.
もういいかな。じゃあおやすみ、ダンテ。あんまり夜更かししないようにね。
His voice is so good. I love it when he goes all like sort of sing-songy and it sort of goes up and down. But there isn't anything special about me at all. Despite my doubts, I couldn't seem to quell the rising waves of suspicion in my mind. I stood there in the midst of the autumn night, pondering over what was really going on. Dun dun dun! The next day. Leo came by as usual, but today he was looking at me with an inquisitive expression. Cute, I love Leo.
あれどうしたんです？顔色があんまり良くないですけど。
He's still best boy for me in this route so far. He's adorable. Huh? Really?
はい。もしかして具合が悪いんですか？だったら医者を。
I'm fine. I was just thinking about torture and
塞
stuff.
いでたって何かあったんですか？
Torture. Dot dot dot. Well, oh, she gonna tell him? Good. Unable to hold myself back, I told Leo what I saw in the cell yesterday. Good. That is a healthy response. You should tell your friends. Leo frowned, hearing my story, and began to speak in a perplexed tone.
そうでしたか。
Aww.
仕事なんで俺もやらなきゃいけない時があるんですけど、正直言って俺もああいうのはあんまり好きじゃないんです。
Aww. What an absolute cutie patootie. Leo. I could tell he was being careful with his words, keeping my feelings in mind. Regardless, I felt relieved that there was someone like Leo here who thought that way. Leo, do you know what a key maiden is? I feel like that question is above his pay grade.
鍵の乙女。初めて聞きました。童話か何かのタイ
Oh,
トル
he
です。
hasn't heard of it anyway. That's good. Because Leo, so far, has had a lot of trouble lying, so... That would be a bad question to ask him if he did know. Oh, if you don't know, it's fine. Thank you. Huh? Come to think of it, the others in the cell didn't seem to know what that was either. Except Dante.
それが鍵の乙女？
Huh?
鍵のなんだって？
Yeah, Nicola...
なぜお前がその言葉を知っている？
Nicola and Dante looked like they knew what it was. It's something that... Oh, it seems that only Faye and Dante know what it is. I would guess Nicola knows too.
俺にできることがあれば何でも言ってください。
Huh? I must have been deep in thought. Leo noticed my troubled expression and offered to help me. He's so sweet.
例えば欲しいものとかありませんか？用意できるかもしれませんし。
Aww. Oh no, you've already done so much for me, Leo.
ほら、例えば好きな花とか人気のパネッテリアの焼き菓子とか。
Thank you, Leo. Your kind thoughts are more than enough right now.
本当に何でもいいですから。思いついたら言ってくださいね。
Aww. Well, I really don't. It was then that it struck me. ... What's she gonna ask for? I want to go to church. Ah, true. She hasn't been since she got there.
でも、それは、
That's such a harsh thing to say to him because Leo wants to help so bad and then she asks him for like the one thing that he can't do for her. Way to torment him. I went to see Sister Sophia, everyone. Sister Sophia had been in contact with the Falzone family before, so maybe Sister Sophia knows what this key maiden is.
すみません。屋敷の外に出るのだけは、
Yeah, way to
どうして
ask
も無理
him.
なんです。
Way to ask him for the one thing he can't give you. I see. I'm sorry for asking.
いえ、言ってくださいって言ったの俺ですし。
I know it isn't possible, but it's just that I've been away from everyone for so long. ...
今すぐは無理ですけど、善処します。なんとかできないかって。
Huh?
でも、あまり期待しないでくださいね。
He has such a sweet voice too. Thank you, Leo. It wouldn't happen. I knew it wouldn't. Oh, meanwhile story again. There's heaps of these at the moment. Sharing.
最近ファルチェの掃除がずいぶん進んでるようじゃねえか。うちも見習わねえとな。
Hello, Gilbert's barely been in the route so far. This is great. I love his voice too.
でもネズミはあちこちに救っているからね。カジノでも何かしているらしいよ。
Aren't these guys from different districts though?
ああ、売人がカラメンラを売ってるんだろう。俺の方にも報告が来てる。
I love his coat. That lining on the inside of his coat is beautiful.
話が早くて助かるよ。僕たちファルツォーネはカジノの売人の方も潰しておきたい。だけどカジノはあるか中立だからね。本来どこかの組織が手を出すのはご法度だ。
だから先に俺に筋を通しに来たってわけか。お前らの義理がたいところは信用できるな。
I just saw a tweet this morning that was talking about eye patches and how love interests with eye patches are just instantly hotter. I'm definitely feeling that tweet right now.
それからラオ州が人身売買をしていることは君も知っていると思うけど。
I don't know if that's something you dabble in.
彼らは本国との輸送手段に船を使っている。そっちも近々潰そうと思っているんだ。
Big yikes.
となると少しばかりブルローネが騒がしくなりそうだな。
あるかだけじゃなく、海も本来は僕たちにとって中立みたいな部分だしね。中立地帯を構想に巻き込むことについてファルツォーネは深く謝罪するよ。
I love the music in this scene.
ま、先に組織間の約定を破ったのはラオ州だ。あいつらを駆除するためなら仕方ねえ。
Why did they do this? Everything seemed pretty balanced. I want to know what Jan's motivation is.
今回の件、ビスコンティは目をつむっとく。代わりにしっかり掃除しといてくれよ。
I love his ear piercing. Look at all that jewelry.
なんなら俺たちが手伝ってやろうか。
大丈夫だよ。まだ君の手を借りるほどじゃない。
Dun dun dun. And as usual, Lily is completely none the wiser to all the plot happening around her. I was just happy that Leo cared enough to say that to me. Aww. After what I saw down in the cell, it's a bit awkward to speak with Dante, but I need to ask him about the key maiden. He probably won't answer me. You can try anyway. Even so, I want to at least ask him to let me go back to the church. True. I waited until breakfast time before heading to the salon. Huh? Dante's not around? Where is he? I looked around to no avail and breathed a sigh of both relief and disappointment.
どうしました？ダンテ坊ちゃんに何か用事でもあったんですか？
I wanted to ask him a favor. Did he step out for the morning? Do you know when he'll be back?
今日はお帰りの時間をおっしゃらなかったので遅くなると思いますよ。
I see. My shoulders fell in disappointment. Julia noticed and spoke.
もし急ぐようでしたらニコラ坊ちゃんに頼んでみるのはどうでしょう。
Because I'm in Dante's route. I can't go talk to Nicola. Nicola? I tried to remember what Nicola said about it up until now. What happened to the church? How is Sister Sophia doing? I'm worried about whether everyone's safe.
ごめんね。それは教えられないんだ。ダンテから話してもいいって許可はもらっていないから。
Yeah, see, he said that. Which means he may just be like, I can't tell you about the key maiden thing without Dante's approval. But then also, he's done a whole bunch of things without Dante's approval. So I think he was just saying that to get out of saying anything. Nicola said himself that he needs approval before taking action. But I guess talking to him could help. True, make Dante jealous. After all, Nicola may know something about the key maiden. Worst case scenario, I could still ask him when Dante might return. Ooh, meanwhile story again. The story's all happening without Lily. Oh, Nicola again. I mean, Nicola's not even home anyway, even though we just said we're gonna go talk to him. Right on time. A figure appeared in a quiet back alley.
ラオシュに動きはありそう。
It's Orlok.
もうすぐ大きな薬の取引がある。
Ooh.
取引の日時は
So this
こ
is
の
what
メモに。
is this what Vicky meant in a previous stream? I was like, so is Orlok working for the Lao Shu? And Vicky was like, it's complicated. Is this why it's complicated? Because he's actually an informant?
グラッツィエ。君が掴んでくる情報はいつも精度が高くて助かるよ。
Wait, but then why was he trying to kidnap us? That doesn't make sense. dot dot dot. And why is he doing this? His story matched what we heard from the Lao Shu member we interrogated.
じゃあ、襲撃の手はずを整えるのと同時進行で贈り物の準備もしないとね。
Oh, it's all happening now. I hastily returned to the manor, knowing things would be getting busier soon. And we're about to go and bother him with our feelings. Okay, I'll talk to Nicola. Thank you, Julia. Why is my throat being funny? Need more tea. Even the smallest bit of information would help me move forward in the right direction. I wanted to talk to Nicola, but it seemed as though he was also away. I should see if I can catch up to him when he returns. It's boring waiting around like this. Oh, Carlo! I want a cat. I actually don't have any pets at the moment except for my fish, but you can't really cuddle a fish, they don't like it. Seeing Carlo play with my hand brought a warm smile to my face. Huh? You're done already? Tired of playing, Carlo slipped out of my arms and headed out into the hall. He did this before. This cat is such a great plot device. When he was like, you know, wandering off into Dante's office right when you needed to talk to him. Oh well, Carlo is still a kitten, so I suppose he needs to move around.
そんなところで何しているの？
See, and then he wanders off again and we bump into the exact person we were looking for. Such a handy cat. Oh, Nicola, welcome back.
ただいま。
But he doesn't look that happy though. I was waiting for you. This is so romantic, but it's for the wrong character. Oh.
僕が帰ってくるのわざわざ？
Yes, I wanted to speak with you. May I bother you a moment?
もちろんいいよ。それじゃあ、
Why is-
僕の部屋に来る？
Why is this conversation giving me butterflies when Nicola isn't even the love interest? What? But I'm sure he had no intentions, but just the two of us in his room would feel a little bit awkward.
ごめん。今のは冗談。邪魔が入らないように中庭で話そう。
See, this is... I love this, like, conversation, but again, it's Dante's route and I'm falling in love with everyone except Dante. Oh, yes, thank you, Nicola. I felt a bit relieved seeing his smile and knowing that he was just playing around. I followed Nicola into the courtyard.
それで、僕に話って何かな？
about this key maiden thing, which is clearly a topic that only the people really high up know about. Yeah, there we go. She's just gonna open with that. Back in the cell, that young boy Faye said it, and
その言葉は
yeah,
もう口にしちゃダメだよ。
that's what I was thinking. And in the courtyard too, where everyone can hear. Why not?
僕にも口外できないものがあるってこと分かってくれないかな。
It's classified. So you can't tell me what it is? ... Nicola nodded his head quietly. Well, I'll ask Dante myself then. Do you know when he'll be back?
いや、待って、落ち着いて。
I am calm. I was going to ask Dante in the first place, so I'll just go back to my original plan.
いい？ダンテは悪いやつじゃないけど、絶対に君の言うことは聞かないよ。
Why? But I can at least try.
ねえ、僕に話ってそれだけのことだったの？
Well, yes. Nicola's abrupt question caught me off guard, so I turned an awkward reply.
残念だな。せっかく君が僕の帰りを待っていてくれて話がしたいって言うから、ちょっと期待していたんだけどね。
That was cute. Did I give him the wrong impression? I'm so sorry, Nicola. I wasn't trying to...
冗談だよ。君に対はないって僕もちゃんと分かっている。
Yeah, Nicola's definitely my type. I'm looking forward to his route.
ただ、少し悔しかったんだ。君はいつもダンテのことばかり考えているんだなって。
I wasn't...
気づいていないの？これでも僕なりに行動で示してきたつもりなんだけど。
Nicola? What is happening? What is happening? His voice was sweet and mellow, and he stared at me with beautiful jade green eyes. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
ねえ、リリーちゃん。僕は君のことを。
Lily-chan? Oh my god. I'm sorry. She runs away. I quickly pushed Nicola aside with my hands, then ran out of the courtyard. Oh my god, she rejected him so harshly. Oh no! Nicola, I'm sorry, I'll play your route
も
another
っ
time.
と簡単だと思っていたんだけどな。
Wait, what would be easier? What is... Does he actually like Lily, or is he just... he has some sort of scheme going? Sorry, Nicola. I love you, but MC's in love with Dante for some reason. I woke up from the bright sunlight shining into my room. Ah, and here I was thinking I'd be able to stay awake until Dante returned. I'd slept through the entire night. I wonder if Dante's around. If I could just see him at breakfast. Being that I slept in the same clothes from yesterday, I patted myself down when I heard someone running around inside the manor. What's going on?
おはようございます。レオです。
What is
今
happening?
ちょっといいですか？
Why, yes, just a moment. Good morning, Leo. Has something happened?
おはようございます。朝食なんですが、今日は部屋で取ってもらいたいんです。
What happened? Not at all, but is there a problem?
今夜、ラオ州の取引を襲撃する予定があって、
Oh,
カポたち、朝からずっと留守にするんです。
what is happening? What? Strike is in...
ここだけの話にしてください。俺が話したことは内緒ですよ。
Why, yes, of course, but...
あなたは前、教会に行きたいって言ってましたよね。
I'm like mesmerized by how pretty his eyes are.
襲撃の準備で、屋敷の中はかなり人が減ります。
Is he helping us escape?
今日がそのチャンスだと思うんです。もちろん、護衛として俺も同行します。何があるかわかりませんし、あなた一人で出歩かせるわけにはいきませ
Oh
んか
no.
ら。
For a minute then I thought he was like, hey, if you want to escape, today's... Like, now's a great time to do it because everyone's distracted. But I think he's just saying, like, we could both go. Thank you, Leo. My request was a selfish one, and yet he came through to make my wish come true. I continued to thank him inside my heart. Aww. Wait, she just didn't... That whole thing with Nicola, like, he confessed, and then she just, like, pushed him away and ran away, and then she literally hasn't even thought about it, let alone actually talk to him. After finishing breakfast, I kept watch to ensure Dante and everyone left the manor. I then slipped outside with Leo alongside me. Going on a cute church date. I feel like I haven't been here in ages. Nostalgia swelled inside me as I drew closer to the church I called home.
リリー
Elena! Cute. I saw Elena sweeping the entrance to the church and I immediately ran to her. Aww, besties. I've missed you, Elena. Have you been alright?
それは私のセリフ心配していたんだから
Aww. I wonder what they told the church that happened. We both smiled and embraced each other tightly. I wish I could spend more time speaking to Elena, but I doubt I have that luxury. Say, is Sister Sophia around? There's something I need to ask her.
ソフィアはずっと戻っていないの
Or
時々手紙は届くんだけど
why? Letters? I glanced at Leo as if to ask who was delivering the letters.
いえ、それは俺じゃないです。俺もシスターがまだ戻ってないって知らなかったんで。
Where is she? What is going on? There's so many mysteries now. I was like, I'm feeling like there's not a lot of plot in this game, at least yet, and now the game's giving me all the plot. Really? I felt a bit heartbroken at not being able to see her. There were so many things I wanted to ask her, but more than that, I wanted to see her smile. Aww. Lily's such a sweet person. Elena noticed my crestfallen expression and tried to console me.
それよりあなたは大丈夫なの大丈夫じゃないわよね私が何かしてあげられたらいいんだけど
Elena. Elena must have been filled with anxiety for both me and Sister Sophia missing. True, poor Elena. She's the one who's really gotten the short end of the deal. Thank you, Elena. I'm fine. I'll be back soon. Until then, please take care. Let's go back, Leo.
ええ、行きましょう。
Is something bad gonna happen on the way? I forced a smile onto my face to try and lighten the mood. See you later, Elena.
絶対帰ってきてね
Aw.
私ずっとここで待っているから
I love it in Otome games when the protagonist has like some close friends as well. Elena waved her hand repeatedly with a smile on her face and bid me farewell. Leo and I made our way back to the manor. ... Actually, I'm just gonna pause the game real quick and go make myself a hot chocolate. BRB. Okie dokie. Back. Thank you everyone for waiting. I just had like a craving for hot chocolate, and also I've been like playing phone tag with my doctor, so I just wanted to deal with that, but all good. Alright, let's see. I feel like there's gonna be some drama while we're like heading back. I don't know, I feel like we weren't meant to go to the church, so I feel like we're gonna get in trouble. I couldn't hide my disappointment. I felt as though there were weights strapped to my ankles.
お腹空きませんか?
Always. I'm always hungry, especially playing this game. The food sounds so good. Huh? Leia quickly grabbed my hand before I could react. See what I mean? I feel like there's some scenes that are like kind of romantic with both Leia and Nicola in this route.
行きましょう。散歩ついでに。
Aww. Leia pulled me through the droves of people, taking me to the road leading to the ocean. Never mind.
お腹が空くと元気が出なくなるっていつもジュリアに言われるんです。
This is great. I thought something bad was going to happen on our way home, but instead we're just getting a cute lunch date with Leo.
おじさん、パニーニ2つ。
Before I could say anything, Leo placed an order at a food stand.
ここのすごく美味しいんですよ。トマトとレタスのとナスとオイル漬けキノコのどっちがいいです？
Ooh. Both sound good, but I like mushrooms, so eggplant and mushrooms would be my choice. Could you choose for me? You were kind enough to buy them after all.
いいんです。俺だってイタリア男ですから。女性には優しくするんです。
He's so cute. I want a Leo root. Why isn't he a love interest? I couldn't help but chuckle seeing Leo act with bravado. It was so cute. See? MC gets it. He's the cutest. Well then, could I have the eggplant? Yes, and she has good taste in sandwiches. Good taste in men and good taste in sandwiches.
はい。歩きながら食べましょうか。
Bon appetito. Heh, thank you, Leo. I took a quick bite. The aroma of olives flowed through the deep, robust flavors of eggplant and mushrooms. Yum, that sounds so good. See what I mean? This game is making me so hungry. And it's like 11:15 here, so it's nearly lunchtime. And they're gonna tease me with this delicious sounding panini. It's delicious. I feel like I haven't eaten like this for decades.
あ、そうか。ファルツォーネの屋敷だと手づかみで食べるものは出ないですしね。
That's true. If you like eat a bunch of fancy meals and then you go to something that's like really comforting, that's a good
こう
feeling.
して食べ歩きするのもたまにならいい気分転換に。
And I have my hot chocolate now because this game got me back on a hot chocolate binge. After that, was it Cioccolato Calda they called it in Italian with Julia?
向こうに行きましょう。
What's happening? Maybe there will be drama after all. We get a cute lunch date and drama on the way home. I wasn't sure why Leo suddenly had us heading in a different direction. Are we allowed to be in this part of town? I think so, right? It's in the neutral zone. But before we could get far, a voice called out to us from
よ
behind.
ファルツォーネのなんだったか名前は忘れちまったが
That's Gil's
元
voice.
気か
That's Gil, right? This voice, isn't it? It is. Wait, why was Leo avoiding him?
レオ・カバニスです。お久しぶりです。シニョーレ・レッドフォード。
He's being very formal. Gilbert Redford. I love the music.
そうだレオだレオ思い出した名前の割に相変わらず小さいなお前
What kind of thing is that to say to someone? This music is so good though. Is this Gil's theme? Thinking he's a bit small because Leo is to do with lions. I think it suits him. It's cute.
あなたに覚えててもらえて光栄です。
ん連れてるのは教会の子じゃねえか最近見かけねえと思ったが
Wait, he knows us? Because in his introduction in the prologue, he basically just walked straight past us. It certainly has been a while, Signore.
そう緊張した顔するんじゃねえあんたを取って食ったりしねえよ
I wish you would. Jesus, look at that front-facing sprite. And that music. How is the music charismatic? But
かしこまられると俺の方も肩がこっちまもっと力を抜いて気楽にしてくれ
bass. See, when I listen to the Automation My podcast and they're talking about Gilbert and how he's their favorite, I was like, is he gonna be mine though? I don't know. Like, I haven't seen that much about him, but he didn't seem like he was gonna be my type. But like this whole scene, I'm immediately like interested. Yes, please. When is it Gil's turn?
手始めに俺のことはギルでいいシニョーレなんて柄じゃねえよ
Oh, I couldn't. These Mafia bosses are so casual. All of them so far have been like, just use my first name.
いいんだって綺麗な女性からは親しみを込めて呼んでもらいたい
Oh my god. I love him already.
それよりあんたがファルツォーネの若いやつと一緒だなんて
He reminds me a lot of Masamune from Ikemen Sengoku.
それは
レオ俺は今こっちのシニョリーナと話してるんだぜ野暮な真似はするな
What? How much can I say about my situation? Assume as little as possible. The Falzone family was clearly waging war against the Laoshu, but I haven't heard much about the Visconti. It seemed like they were getting along. His coat is so beautiful. I suppose it might be alright to talk a bit about my situation. No, don't. Literally say as little as possible. I decided to converse with Senor Redfoot. No, with Gil. A lot has been going on. Oleo is my friend. I'm gonna try and say as little as possible. I feel like we shouldn't give anything away. Plus, Leo is our friend, and I love him, so I'm gonna go with Leo as my friend. Leo's a friend of mine from before. We met when he was visiting the church. Isn't that right, Leo?
ええ仲良くしてもらってます
Oh my god, I love him. It's like, yeah, we're friends. He's like, yep, that's right, we're best of friends, best buds.
友達かそんな雰囲気には見えねえけどな
What do you mean doesn't seem like it? I love Leo.
親しいのは確かだがどこか緊張感がある
Oh,
恋人って線とも
never mind.
また違うな
I thought he was gonna be like, you two don't seem like you're getting on well enough, but no, instead he's like, romantic tension? You're putting me in quite the spot. Yeah, like, what do you say if someone says that?
俺と彼女は本当に友達なんですまあもし緊張があるとすれば彼女は今ファミリーの客人でもあるんで変に慣れ慣れしくしちゃわないように俺が気をつけてるせいです
He's adorable.
ファルツォーネの客だと教会の子が
Yeah, that probably wasn't the best thing to say. I was thinking that. It's like, maybe we shouldn't tell him that we're a guest.
随分な特別待遇だなダンテかニコラが一目惚れでもしてさらってきたのか
Oh my gosh. This man is giving me danger vibes right now. It's like, what's so interesting about this woman? Let me just kidnap her. That's the vibe I'm getting from him.
そんなんじゃないですよ
個人的な理由じゃねえってことは組織として受け入れ
Oh
た
my
ってこと
god.
か
Leo, we need to stop talking and leave. This man is like playing us so hard.
一般人の女の子がマフィアに身を寄せるなんてよほどの事情だよな
Yeah, we shouldn't have said the guest
一
thing.
体何があった
Oh, his voice is really good. I see why Vicky and Vika love him now.
例えば誰かに襲われたとか
Okay, we need to dip out of this conversation real quick. He's too perceptive. My breath caught in my throat, hearing his precise deduction of the truth. He cracked a smile as if he knew what was going on all along.
顔色が変わったな冗談のつもり
Oh
だっ
my
た
god.
まさ
See?
か当たっちまうとは
He's playing us so hard. We need to leave this conversation. Dot dot
つ
dot.
まりあんたは今誰かに狙われてるだからファルツォーネにかくまわれたってことか
I mean, yeah, alright, never mind. Maybe we just tell him everything at this point. He's already worked it out. I mean, if that's what you think. Lily and Leo were the two worst people to be caught by another rival boss because both of them suck at lying.
あんたが嘘を言ってるようには見えねえがどうも信じられねえな
Why?
普通に考えて あるわけねえだろ。ただの一般人がファルツォーネファミリーに守られるなんて。
That's what I've been saying. I don't get it either. If you know, can you explain it? Is it that strange to you?
まあ何がおかしいってかくまわれてるはずのあんたがまだブルローネにいることだ。かくまうだけなら町から出せばいい。どうして手元に置いたままにしておく？
That is also a good point.
ダンテなら無関係の人間を自分の懐に長期滞在なんてさせるわけがねえ。
See, I'm just as confused. If you want to enlighten me.
俺たちの商売に情報漏洩は命取りだ。だからこそダンテ、
Ooh.
ファルツォーネは純血主義を続けてるんだろ？
His thought process seemed to make sense. Why am I still under Falzone custody inside their manor? Exactly.
すみません、シニョーレ・レッドフォード。俺たちはもう時間なんで失礼しま
I
す。
feel like we should have pulled this line like 10 minutes ago.
そうか、長々引き止めちまって悪かったな。
He's very hot. I'm just like I said, I can see why he's Vicky and Vika's favorite now.
行きましょう。
Look at that front-facing sprite. I am swooning. Yes. We quickly fled, and Gilbert saw us off with a grin on his face. Am I a Gilstan now? I think the answer is yes. I wasn't expecting him to be my fave, but that was pretty great. We returned to the manor without running into any more trouble. Dinner was served and night fell upon the manor. It was then that I heard a noise outside. I looked outside the window and noticed cars parking in the front. I wonder if everyone's back. This is the 1920s, right? 1925? I want to know what the cars look like.
あ、はい。うまくいったみたいですよ。ラオ州の戦場取引を潰したそうです。
Well, that was easy. Again, I feel like some of the parts of this route have been very exciting, and some of it have been very romantic. But there is a lot of plot that is happening off screen or in the meanwhile stories, which Lily doesn't actually get to see. So I do feel a little bit like maybe we could be involved in the plot a bit more would be nice. Leo answered my mumbling as he came into the room with some cold drinking water. But then again, this is Dante's route. Dante is the recommended play order. They suggest playing Dante's route first, so I guess it's meant to be a little less plot heavy because then you learn the plot through the other routes. What about Dante?
今夜はもう休むんじゃないですかね。
The pacing is a little slow for my tastes so far.
すごい銃撃戦になったらしいんですけど、カポは怪我一つなくて、さすがですよね。
There were still so many questions I wanted to ask Dante, no different from before.
じゃあ、俺はこれで。おやすみなさい。
Yes, good night, Leo. I began thinking to myself alone in my room. Dante could be tired, but he's a very busy person. Who knows when I might see him again? True, just go see him. Ask. I want to know. Maybe now's an opportunity I can use to speak with Dante. I slipped out of my room to go and see him. I was right in front of Dante's door, but I couldn't muster the courage to knock. But I do want to speak to him. As I stared at the doorknob, pondering what to do, is he going to open the door? Dante? I froze in place, seeing Dante suddenly appear from behind the door.
Hide.
Did he know that we were there? That's hilarious. Because he didn't look surprised at all. I wonder how he knew. Did he like see our footprints underneath the gap in the door or something? Come in? He's going to let me in? Somewhat confused by the sudden invitation, I followed Dante inside. I entered the room and noticed the gun parts he had on the desk like before. Is that like his soothing ritual? He just like takes his gun apart and cleans it and puts it back together again. The last time I came in here looking for Carlo, he was working on his gun then. It felt like that was ages ago. It seemed like I learned more and more each time I came here. I'm sorry to bother you at this hour. I feel like the vast majority of Dante's route so far has happened either in Lily's bedroom or in Dante's office.
構わない。
Were you planning on stepping out?
いや、何もないが。 なぜそんなことを聞く？
Well, you opened the door suddenly, so I thought you were going somewhere.
人の気配くらいわかる。ニコラや他の部下はノックをためらわない。ノックもせず迷うのはお前くらいだ。
Oh.
部屋の前に長時間いられると俺としても落ち着かないからな。
He did, I knew it. He was just sitting in his office and he was like, God, she's still there. She's still lingering. What does she want? So Dante invited me into his office because he knew I was there.
それでどうして俺を訪ね
I
てき
wonder
た？
how long she was just standing there before he finally let her in. Well, I gathered the strength to ask him my questions when I noticed... Wait, Dante, you're hurt.
なあ、だが大したことはない。
Unbelievable. It could become infected and cause more problems later on. Wait just a minute. I'll go to the kitchen to fetch the medicine kit. The classic. Before we had a chance to object, I rushed out and headed to the kitchen. This is such a classic scene, especially for characters that are involved in violence in some way or another, like soldiers and stuff, where they're like so stoic and cool that everyone thinks they're fine, but you're the one who notices that they're injured and tends to their wounds, and they're like, what is this affection and care that I've never felt before in my life? I hurriedly returned with the medicine box with me. It was then that it struck me. Am I being inappropriate, being so brazen with a mafia boss? I feel like Dante would tell you if he felt you were being
おい、
inappropriate. Yes?
手当てをするなら早くしてくれ。
Exactly. See, he wants you to do it. Yes, just a moment. CG time. Cute. Aww. His eyes, again. The eyes in this game are so pretty. Look at that reflection, making them look kind of watery. Like they're glimmering. I sanitized the wound and bandaged his arm. The silence during it all was killing me. I don't know, this feels pretty intimate and sweet to me, but I guess that's also partly the music. I'd behaved impulsively when I saw the blood seeping from his arm, but I never expected to have a chance to touch him like this. Ooh. I see. Another thought dawned on me. Dante puts himself in danger like this. Yeah, see, he's violent, but he's also the recipient of violence. He's always on the front lines, never knowing when he might be killed. It's a fact that life in Falce is secured because of the Falzone family. Of course, that didn't mean that I condoned violence, but maybe he's more complicated than you thought. He's still a child, isn't he?
部外者のお前には関係ないことだ。
Dun dun dun. So we had the like cushy, idealized, romanticized version of him. Then we had the harsh reality. And now we've got like both of those sides kind of coming together, where you've got like the example of the violence on his arm. And like she's aware now of who he is and the kinds of things that he does. But it's set in a sort of intimate moment where you get to see his softer, more vulnerable side. So that's cool. It's like that both sides are now meshing together and she can start to try and understand him and understand how she feels about him from now. I didn't have the right to intervene like that, not knowing what was going on. Thank you, and I'm sorry.
突然なんだ。
I was scared of you then when I saw you back in the cell.
そう思うのは当然だ。何もおかしくない。
Aww. No, I was scared without knowing why. You had your reasons for doing what you did back then. That's what I said. It's not just what you're doing, it's why as well. It's important in understanding someone. My mind went blank after seeing the violence happen in front of
繰
me.
り返すが、暴力を見て怖いと感じるのは人間として当然の感覚だ。
This is very cute. Also, Lily is so pretty.
それでも時に暴力が必要とされることがある。俺たちはそういう世界で生きている。ただ、それだけだ。
True. The violence sucks, but sometimes it's necessary. Is sort of his thing, the view he's putting forward. What I had seen so far was just a small facet of life in the Mafia. With that in mind, I spoke to Dante. Ooh. So she's still going to be anti-violence, but that makes sense. That happens all the time in Otome games. The pure-hearted, kind protagonist hates violence, and she meets a love interest who she has feelings for but lives in a violent world. And even though she like starts to understand that someone can be violent and a good person, or like be put in a situation where they're required to be violent and still be a good person, she still can't come to terms with it, which I think is a really interesting viewpoint that a lot of these Optima games put forward, because it is a romance novel, so of course any element in it, or romance visual novel, any element or any theme is going to be slightly romanticized, just because the overall tone of the story has to be like, you have to have a romantic feel to it, but then they still have to like put forward a moral stance on violence, and it's always that violence is bad. So it is interesting to see how they get around that, of like, violence is bad, but you still love this violent guy. So what are the choices? Can't we live without violence, or I can't condone a life like that? And see, this often happens too, where she's like, I don't like it and I don't understand it, and they're just like, yeah, I respect that. What should I choose? Can't we live without violence, or I can't condone a life like that? So can't we live without violence feels a little naive, or like hopeful but like not realistic. I can't condone a life like that is more self-assured, because you can say I can't condone it, but I can accept it, or like I can understand that it's inevitable and that there's nothing I can do about it, but also I don't like it. So I feel like I'm going to pick the one that's more sure of herself, hoping that she's not going to go full like, how could you do such an evil thing, and be more like I said, of I can't condone it, but I get it. I can't condone a life like that. I'm against violence.
そうか。そうだろうな。
But Dante, we're able to live happy lives here because of your sacrifices. Yes, that's what I was hoping it was going to go for. Okay, good. Isn't that right? Thank you, Dante. Hearing my words of thanks made Dante chuckle quietly.
お前に感謝される日が来るとは思ってもみなかった。
Cute. I feel like at this point in his route, I kind of like Dante, but I'm still not like swooning for him. What do you mean?
お前にとって俺もファルツォーネもあまり好ましい存在じゃないだろう。
No, that's not true. I disagreed in a quiet voice. He held his breath as if surprised. I was worried and scared, but now... He closed his eyes and spoke in a calm tone.
マフィアは犯罪組織だ。たとえどんな大義名分があったとしても、手を血で濡らしていることに変わりはない。
I'm not gonna lie, I do love this trope, where the love interest is like, I am a creature of violence, or like a creature of evil or something, you know, my hands are stained with blood, I couldn't possibly be with you when you're such a pure, kind person who isn't covered in blood. And they're like, you know, you must stay away from me for your own sake, you deserve better than this. And then she's like, no, but I love you. That's one of my faves.
お前が俺たちの暴力を認める必要も後押しをする必要もない。
Cute.
それ
Oops, I didn't mean to cut him off. His words sounded cold, but the tone of his voice was very gentle. I had a lot of things I wanted to ask Dante, but there was no way I could bring up the Key Maiden right now. Say, Dante?
なんだ
Wait, why can't she bring it up? Because it's like a sweet moment, she doesn't want to ruin it? What would you do if I lied to you? Ooh, what a weird question. Dante's eyes widened at my sudden question. He looked at me. As he answered my question, I noticed his gaze was kind.
俺もお前に嘘をついた。ならお前にも嘘をつく権利はある。
That's cute. Dante lied to me so he could protect both me and Sister Sophia from the Mafia world. And yet, I mean, he did tell us that basically our mum died. I feel like she should be a little bit more hesitant to forgive him for that. I went outside without letting Dante know. It wasn't for anyone else. It was simply because I wanted to go outside. My lie was for me alone and nothing similar to Dante's lie. Guilt filled my heart, that thought. A sense of self-loathing fell upon me.
今夜はもう遅い。部屋に戻れ。おやすみ。
Aww. I left his office with a heavy heart. I could feel pain throbbing inside me. There was no way I'd be able to sleep well tonight. Why? Because she feels guilty over one lie when he lied to you and told you that Sister Sophia was dead when she wasn't? See, I don't think I'm nice enough to be this MC. Chapter 4? Hell yeah. One day after breakfast, I rested in the now empty salon when Nicola returned from his errands.
Buongiorno, Lily.
Okay, I love hearing him say buongiorno. Like speaking Italian in general. Yes, buongiorno, welcome back. It felt quite awkward being alone with him now. Oh yeah, after he like sort of started to confess to you and you literally shoved him and ran away. I haven't had a chance to see him since what happened back then. We're gonna get a flashback.
ねえ、リリーちゃん。僕は君のことを。
I love the way he delivered that line. That hit me right in the heart. Nicola was going to say ski. ... Oh, he looks kind of sad. Why does his like gentle smile face also look sad? Nicola smiled, then let out a sigh, seeing me purse my lips in silence.
こないだのは冗談だから気にしないで。
Huh?
ちょっとからかおうと思ったんだけど、趣味がいいとは言えない冗談だった。ごめんね。
It was just a prank. I breathed a sigh of relief. Was it though? Or is he just saying that now to save face? I'm sorry for taking your words too seriously then. It's just that I'm not used to that kind of talk. I really didn't know what to say or do. I smiled back at Nicola just as the other men came walking into the salon.
なあ、ニコラ。表に止めてあった上等な車は誰のものなんだ？
客でも来てるのか？
そうだよ。カポをご指名でね。
Is it Gil?
ああ、なるほど。
The men nodded, seeming to know what was going on, then glanced in my direction. Did they want to speak with Nicola privately? I'd better go someplace else. Well, I should be going back now. I briefly nodded at everyone before leaving the salon. On my way back, I heard yelling from one of the rooms. Huh? Is that from Dante's office? What's going on? I quickly turned toward the source and saw someone bursting through the doorway. Oh, is this the person who owned the car? So Gil probably, right? Isn't that... Even from afar I could tell who it was. Oh, no. A famous politician in Bologna, Gerald Paris. That's who he was speaking to on the phone in that scene earlier. I stood in place, seeing Signor Paris stomp out in anger. I snapped to my senses as he left, and just when I began to head back to my room, Dante stepped out of his office. I stopped in my tracks while he looks pissed off. Dante looked pale. He closed the door, then sighed briefly. Wondering what happened, I approached him. Was he a guest of yours?
Oh.
He looks so tired. You don't look too good.
そんなことは。いや、あるか。少し疲れた。
Say, Dante, how about taking a walk in the garden for a change?
いや、俺は。
Come now, let's. Let's? Do you mean let's go? Dante reluctantly agreed to my idea to step outside for a moment. Time to heal him with our wholesomeness. It really feels like autumn now. The air is so nice and cool. I like to just sit in the sunlight when I can. It's a shame that the season is so short. But I do like winter as well. The stars are so pretty when the sky is clear. Dante, do you like wintertime? She's trying so hard to make conversation.
Oh.
Yeah, I bet he likes winter. Look at him, the icy Kudere. I tried to find any words to try and get Dante's mind off of what was bothering him. Then again, there was that one nagging question still in my mind. Oh, that'll shock him to his senses. Like, just bring up the Key Maiden thing. He'll be like, what? Suddenly I'm awake. About who the Key Maiden was. But there's no way I can ask that question now with Dante like this. Oh, I know. I'm planning on making more of that dolce I made before that you liked. Is there anything in particular you enjoy? Dot dot dot. They say sweets help when you're tired. It could be what Dante needs right now. She's found the way to his heart, and it is through sweets. Whether Dante knew I was trying to cheer him up was unknown, but he responded with a smile.
Grazie. 気を使わせてすまない。
Aww. What do you mean? I tried to hide my thoughts with my response. Dante looked at me gently. I felt my heart racing, seeing his eyes fixed upon me in a soft gaze. MC is falling for him hard. This is so cute. Oh, I can make panna cotta, torta caprese, and oh my gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sfogliatella?
トルタカプレーゼが作れるのか?
Oh, he likes torta caprese? I found a recipe in the newspaper. It looks a bit difficult, but if you don't mind, I'd like to give it a shot. Would that be alright, Dante?
頼む.
Dante smiled back at me warmly. I'll do my best, or you really like sweets. Which choice? Oh, stretch. This one feels a little, I don't know, inconsequential, I guess, compared to some of the other choices. I love his, I was going to say waistcoat. Is that a waistcoat, though, or a jacket? Alright, I'll do my best, or you really like sweets. Which one? I'm going to say you really like sweets. We want to, like, try and get to know him, strike up a conversation. I'll do my best is kind of like a conversation ender, but you really like sweets sort of encourages him to continue talking about that. So we'll go with that one. You really like sweets, don't you, Dante?
そんなことはないと思うが.
Sure. Huh? But you do like them, right? You always finish your dolce and then you put a lot of sugar in your cafe latte, so... Has he not realized that he likes sweets? I stopped myself from saying more when I realized that Dante was totally silent. Or is he just embarrassed? Is he embarrassed or did he not know? Did I just make him angry? Or is he embarrassed? Ah! A cold wind rushed through the garden and made me shiver. Dante, is there...
動くな.
Oh, what's going on? I froze in place at Dante's words. Oh. I thought it was gonna be actual danger. But no, we got a leaf in our hair. Oh, look at her ear blush. That's so cute. And again, eyes. Beautiful in this game. I held my breath as he came face to face with me. This is almost a kiss. Dante's eyes widened as he noticed how tense I was. He's very pretty. I...
枯葉がついている髪に.
He just stuttered a little bit. He is embarrassed.
今取ってやるから待ってくれ.
Okay, I love her hair. That's really cute. Oh, sure. It must be from the wind. Dante awkwardly reached his hand out to pick the leaf from my hair. This is so cute. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. They do a lot of dot dot dotting in this route. Dante wasn't moving much. I guess he couldn't get the leaf out. As in, like, his hand just kind of stayed still. So he's just, like, cupping her face. It must be tangled in my hair pretty badly. Or maybe he's just enjoying touching you. Not yet? He's so close to me. I could feel my heart racing. It was pounding so hard that it disrupted my train of thought. They're just standing there with his hand, like, on her head or, like, her face or whatever, like, looking at each other. And finally... He mumbled with a sigh of relief. Oh no, he was trying to get the leaf out. I thought he'd found it and was just staying there. His beautiful face moved away from mine and I thanked him, embarrassed. Thank you, Dante.
少し冷えてきたな。サロンで何か温かいものでも飲まないか?
Smooth. But why yes?
行こう.
Cute. Dante's asking me to follow him. He's asking you... I mean, he can't actually ask you out on a coffee date because you can't go out and get coffee, but this is the closest you can get to a coffee date. I didn't expect that from him, but a small smile broke across my face. As I watched him leave the garden, I could sense how much better he was than before. See, heal him with your wholesomeness. That's what Otome protagonists do. It seemed like the men who wanted to speak with Nicola weren't in the salon anymore. As for Nicola, he was sitting on the sofa with his legs crossed and a cup of espresso in hand. Why is he in a good mood?
今日は随分とご機嫌だな、ニコラ。
ああ、ダンテ。会えてよかったよ。君にもすぐ話そうと思ってさっき執務室に行ったんだけど
Did he
留守だったから。
Please tell me he saw them being all cutesy together and he's in a good mood because he's happy for them.
何かいい知らせでも。
うん。僕も少し前に報告を受けたんだ。
Wow.
ラオ州の構成員を今日も20人始末したって。
What?
ああ、そうか。君は知らなかったよね。僕たちとラオ州との抗争のこと。
Nicola answered my concern with delight and continued speaking in a lively tone.
最近薬の密売をするネズミを叩いているんだよ。人身売買の件もあるしね。
Bye bye.
少し前にも大きな作戦があったんだよ。ほら、僕たちが朝からみんなで出かけた日。
That was when I was out with Leo.
あの日僕たちはラオ州の戦場取引を潰したんだ。おかげさまでなかなか順調だよ。
That's really close to where MC and Leo ended up being, right? Because they went down towards the ocean. Is that so? I'm just glad that both of you are safe. I didn't know everyone was in danger while I was just relaxing here. Nice save, Lily. Yes, when I was definitely in my bedroom doing exactly what I was told to do.
そう、君が屋敷にいた時にね。こんな状況だからまだここにいた方がいい。
Nicola knows 100%.
勝手に出て行かれでもしたら守りようがないからね。その点ここなら安全だ。
Yeah, he knows. This is his very subtle or not so subtle way of scolding us for leaving. Wait, does Nicola know that I went outside with Leo? No, it can't be.
ネズミ狩りがこのまま順調に進めば、そう遠くないうちにお前を教会へ返してやれるだろう。
Really? Thank you. I felt a sense of happiness come over me at the prospect of being able to return soon. But even so, the mysterious key maiden lingered in my mind. True, we can't leave until we know about this key maiden thing. Or maybe I misheard what was being said back then. No, what? Don't doubt yourself just because you haven't gotten around to asking. I could have misinterpreted what was being said, or maybe it didn't even apply to me. No, what? Why is she suddenly gaslighting herself? I should just forget. Are you serious?
だけど、ラオ州の戦場取引を潰したから町に出回る薬の量が減っているんだよね。
Huh? That's a good thing, isn't it?
もちろんいいことだが、今後は薬の価格が高騰し、中毒者による奪い合いが起きる。場合によっては、それが原因の殺しが起きてもおかしくないだろう。
Okay, we're being a little drug addict demonizy here. Killing for drugs?
他にも、禁断症状に悩まされた人々が病院や教会に詰めかけ始めているようだ。
けど、病院に行ったところで薬が抜けるまでじっと耐えるしかないんだし。そもそも教会に行くなんて全くの無意味だよね。
No, there's meaning to it, Nicola. In desperate times, people seek salvation, and in their quest for support, they find faith. Miracles have happened from faith. For example, France has a fountain said to heal people. God offers help and support to those who are suffering in many ways. Going a bit preachy here.
君、あんな眉唾話を信じているんだ。
Oh my god, Nicola. But bogus? Seeing me stutter, Dante calmly intervened and began to speak.
信仰が人の支えになるという考えは俺も理解できる。それは奇跡も同じだ。常に万人へ与えられるようなものではないとしても、神は時として人を救うだろう。
I mean, look, this is 1920s Italy. Incredibly Catholic. Dante. He shared the same thoughts I did. That brought an unusual sense of joy to me. Dante, ooh, we're going into his perspective now. Nicola and I were left in the empty salon after she went back to her room.
ああいう子だから彼女は鍵の乙女に選ばれたのかな。
What is the key maiden?
それとも鍵の乙女に選ばれたからあんな性格に育ったのか。
What does this mean? What do you mean given that personality? What?
奇跡を信じないような娘なら、そもそも鍵を開けることはできないのかもしれない。
But what door? What? The more I think about the key maiden, the more a certain question came to mind.
どうしてラオ州の者が鍵の乙女の名を知っていた？
What is a key maiden? I thought Piofiore was going to be this like sort of film noir, gritty mafia type thing. But are we adding in like a fantasy element? Is that what's happening right now?
一体どこから情報が漏れたのか？
Or is that all
可能
metaphor?
性があるのは。
But we've got a whole chosen one thing happening right now. Are we secretly a magical girl? I was standing in the kitchen to make the torta caprese I promised to Dante. Dante didn't show up for lunch today. Something about being too busy to come. Is Dante alright?
ダンテ坊ちゃんはお忙しいそうで、昼食はいらないとのことです。
But he'll eat our sweets, damn it. But isn't he hungry? I mumbled to myself, worried that Dante was overworking himself.
後で何か軽食をお持ちしましょう。
Ah, Julia, then do you mind if I... So there I was, preparing dolce for Dante. Mix chocolate and egg yolks, keep the meringue light. Here we go, we get a little rundown of the recipe. Mix in some roasted silvered almonds, then bake it... Oh, slivered almonds, sorry. Then bake it in the oven at... I carefully check the temperature and place the dough in the oven. Wait, you gotta tell me what temperature. How am I gonna make it? Okay, and done. Do you know what would be really cool? I think someone talked about this before in a previous Piofiore stream, but like an actual recipe book. A Piofiore recipe book with all the like dishes that are mentioned in the game and instructions on how to make them. I would buy that. I don't know if it already exists, but... I'll make a rich and sugary cafe latte for Dante to accompany the dolce.
あれ？あなた一人ですか？ジュリアは？
Julia stepped out to go shopping.
そうですか。あ、なんだかいい香りですね。
Oops. Yes, it's not much.
やった！じゃあ、それが焼き上がったら、すぐに食べてもいいですか？
I would love to, Leo, but I think this is for Dante.
俺、お腹空いちゃって、ジュリアに何か食べさせてもらおうと思ってたとこなんです。
I mean, we can make two, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Leo. I can't serve it to you first.
え？おやつなんですよね。
Leo had a surprised look on his face. I guess he didn't expect me to refuse. We're doing it for our boyfriend. Well, it is for dessert, but I wanted Dante to get the first serving. So, would you mind waiting a bit?
あ、はい。そりゃカポが一番最初ですよね。
Oops. I breathed a sigh of relief seeing Leo answer me with a bright and happy smile on his face. I idly chatted with Leo while preparing the cafe latte for Dante. Ooh, meanwhile story. Oh, we've got two. Memo. Let's do memo. I walked through a back alley as scheduled, so this is Nicola. ... It's all luck again! Cutie! From the other side, a young man with a hood over his face walked toward me silently. The moment we crossed paths, he quickly slipped a memo into my hand. I looked around to see if anyone was nearby, then stopped to look at the memo.
ラオ州の動きはそうか。じゃ、そろそろベレーノにある拠点を叩く頃合いかな。
Oh, drama! I folded the memo in my hand and began my walk out of the alley. The plot is picking up. Do we get to do the other meanwhile story? Oh yeah, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. Hunch. Is this gonna be Dante? Yes. I gave a heavy sigh after reading the report.
ネズミの駆除は順調に進んでいる。前回の襲撃で薬と人身売買の流れは立ったも同然だろ
This feels like it's a bit too easy. I feel like Jan wouldn't have started all of this shit if he didn't have a plan for winning. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a bit of a twist. Like there's got to be some danger that hasn't shown up yet.
次に襲撃を仕掛ければ、ブルローネにおけるラオ州の勢力はほぼ壊滅する。
This just seems way too easy to me. Something didn't feel right.
ラオ州による本国への人身売買は阻止したが、連中の金の動きは相変わらず活発だ。奴らの金は人身売買の儲けから出ていると踏んでいたが、ラオ州は本国以外にも資金源になるような後ろ盾を備えているのかもしれない。
Ooh. Interesting. I idly chatted with Leo while preparing the cafe latte for Dante. Soon enough, the dolce was ready. I placed a large slice of warm torta caprese on a dish, accompanied by the cafe latte. Let me take this to Dante.
はい。カポ、きっと喜びますよ。
Couple. Leo saw me off with a smile as I headed towards Dante's office. I stood in front of Dante's office and slowly knocked on the door.
入れ。
Dante was surrounded by stacks of papers. He was squinting as he looked through them, signing them off one by one. Dante? I decided to wait for him to finish, but he wasn't even taking the time to look up. You haven't had lunch yet, have you? How about taking a break?
いや、そんな時間はない。ここにあるのは急ぎの対応が必要なものばかりだ。少しラオ州の相手を優先していたからな。通商関係の処理を進めなければ。
I made the dolce I promised you before. Dante finally looked up from the papers and turned in my direction. That's so cute. He really does love sweets. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't have time for anything. I'm so busy with work. And she's like, but what about dessert? And he's like, interesting. Tell me more. I placed the torta caprese and the cafe latte on Dante's desk.
ありがとう。
Although he thanked me, he was still holding on to the papers he was working on. The cafe latte is going to go cold at this rate. Would you mind taking a bite? I'd like to hear your thoughts. That is such a smooth way of getting him to eat. Because then you're like, can you do it for me instead of for you? Then you're not telling him what to do, you're just asking. Dante finally set down the papers he had in his hand.
わかった。少し休憩にしよう。
Thank you, Dante, I'm glad. So many dots. I felt myself getting a bit anxious watching Dante reach out toward my treat. He grabbed the fork, cut a piece, and brought it to his mouth when...
そんなに見るな。食べにくい。
Is he nervous because she's just staring? She's like, gee. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was staring at him so intently. His comment made me blush.
まあ、構わないが。
He likes her. Dante mumbled a bit, then ate the piece in one fell swoop.
おいしい。
Aww. Hey, I'm glad to hear that.
確か前にもこんなことがあったな。
Familiar to before. What? Perhaps when I brought the baba that time, I believe you said it was delicious then too.
ああ。お前が作るものは全部うまい。教会で作っていたスカルチェッラも。
What? Dante knew I was making sweets back at the church? Does that mean he knew me since before the incident? Oh! Dante speaks, interrupting my thoughts. Hello, juicy new nugget of lore. What?
お前はもう食べたのか?
How did he know her? Have you eaten already? Oh, not yet. I wanted you to have the first bite, Dante.
またお前がドルチェを作る機会があれば。
Is he asking her on another date? First coffee date.
一緒に。
Now he's like, if you want, maybe next time you make dessert, we can eat it together.
その食べるか。
That was so cute, especially the way he was like, sort of pausing and like hesitating a little bit, like he's kind of awkward about asking her. Really?
ああ。俺は構わない。
Well then, let's. A bit flustered, I nodded in agreement at Dante's suggestion. Oh, another meanwhile story. What is happening? Sharing too. a new backdrop? Nicola
ま
again.
た大きな襲撃になるだろうから、改めてビスコンティに話を通しておきたいんだ。
なるほど。具体的にはどこまで始末したんだ？ネズミの船遊びはもう見られねえようだが。
うん。向こうの船もきちんと潰しておいた。しばらく大きな荷物は運べないだろうね。
There is a lot of Nicola in this route.
そいつはいい。
次の一手もネズミの逃げ道を塞ぐものだから、いろいろ多めに見てもらえると助かるよ。
I still feel like this is too easy. I feel like the Laoshu must have something else planned.
お前らは事前にきっちり連絡をくれて、内容に見合った額も積んでる。それにしても、なかなかうまいこと進んでるみたいじゃねえか。
But too well.
うちの構成員は優秀だからね。このくらいは当然だと思っているよ。
Is it gonna be like? Should it be suspicious that it's going so well, or are they just going for the whole like Dante is a genius and in his route he gets to win everything easily? Or is it that like it's too easy and the Laoshu do have something planned and something's gonna pop up in a minute?
さすがはファルツォーネファミリーか。で、ニコラ、お前自身はいつ動く？
What move?
今はまだ。その時が来ればね。
Is Nicola plotting something?
そうか。ま、こっちはいつでも構わねえよ。また何かありゃ連絡してくれ。
What is Nicola planning?
グラッツィエ、助かるよ。じゃ、今日はこれくらいで失礼しようかな。
Well, that was suspicious. And he's like way too friendly with Gil, even though they're meant to be enemies. Well, not enemies, but like rival crime lords. A bit flustered, I nodded in agreement at Dante's suggestion. I was happy that Dante seemed to have opened up a little to me. And like, there's all that like dramatic mafia stuff happening, and then it cuts back to just Dante and MC having a cute little cake date. I do like the juxtaposition. Days had passed since I delivered the dolce to Dante. Then one day, Leo hurriedly came to see me.
実は今日も襲撃があって、だからまた屋敷から人が少なくなります。
Does anyone else feel like whenever they say that the house is going to be empty, so just stay put? Like, the Laoshu know that, oh, unless Faye never made it back to the Laoshu. But like, Faye knows that she's there. I feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like at some point, while everyone else is out doing something and she's at home alone, something bad's going to happen.
外に出るなら
But maybe I'm just getting
今がチャン
anxious.
スですよ。
Because nothing like dangerous has happened to Lily in ages, so I feel like we're overdue for some sort of dangerous situation. But I couldn't seem to get myself excited about Leo's suggestion. I feel bad lying to Dante and Nicola, and not only that, but I'm burdening you more than I should. Plus you might run into Gil and like tell him everything again.
実は俺、前回ダメだったから今回は事前に調べておいたんです。数日前からシスターソフィアが教会にも
Oops, I didn't mean to click that. I was trying to fix my earphone. Sister Sophia. That's cool because she was missing before, but no one knew why. It had been a while since I'd last seen her. Maybe she can tell us what the key maiden thing is. There were so many things I wanted to ask. I so wanted to see her again. Aww.
俺、あなたのシスターに会いたいって気持ちわかると思うんです。
You do? What?
あなたは親がいないって前に話してくれましたよね。
Are we
俺
siblings?
も同じなんです。
I keep saying this, but he also has blonde hair and like the same color eyes. And we're both orphans. My theory that they're secretly siblings is growing. Leo looked down a bit, then began to speak with a perplexed look on his face.
行くあてもなく死にかけてた俺をカポが拾ってくれて
Dude.
ファルツォーネに入りました。
And we ended up at the church. Are we siblings?
俺にとってはファルツォーネファミリーが文字通りの家族なんです。
Because they both have similar personalities too. Leo.
むしろ本当の家族がいない俺だから今の家族が何よりも大事だって。
Is this why Leo's not a love interest even though he's just absolutely the best character? But that means that you'd be lying to your family.
そうですけど家族が大事なのはみんな同じだと思いますし。
He's like family is the most important thing to me, but I'm choosing you over my family. It's because we're secretly relatives. That's the theory I'm going with.
俺、あなたのために何かしたくて。
Leo is such a kind soul.
今ならラオ州の力はかなりそがれてるし、 町にはあんまり危険がないはずです。アルカに行って帰るだけなら大丈夫ですよ。寄り道なしで行きましょう。
Thank you, Leo. I still feel like this is dodgy. Something bad's gonna happen. I do want to see Sister Sophia.
任せてください。今日も
Aww,
俺がきっちり護衛しますから。
he is the cutest. I finished my breakfast as quickly as I could. Leo and I slipped out of the manor and headed back to the church. Okay, but on that note, because I am very excited for this church trip because I think something's going to happen, but it is also lunchtime for me, so I'm going to save it now, and then next stream we'll pick up from this adventure out to the church. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about like a secret twist involving Leo's character, but he's giving me... I'm picking up on maybe secret siblings. I don't know. There's definitely some mystery about MC's past, I think. Well, I mean, she's apparently a key maiden. I have no idea what that is. I'm honestly impressed at how little I know about it because I've heard people talk about it a lot, but there's a lot of things that are happening that I had no idea about. So I'm glad that I've managed to avoid spoilers because otherwise some of these things would be much less exciting. But I asked for plot and I got it. There's been a lot of plot this episode, so that's good. The next stream of Piofiore will be next week, either Monday or Tuesday, depending on how my schedule's going. And tomorrow I'll be back streaming again at 2 p.m. AEDT, because we're in daylight savings now, which is about 2 hours from now. I mean, not today, but tomorrow. And that'll be Amnesia, and starting Kent's route, because we finished Shin's route last week. And then Friday will be Witchy Life Stories, so please feel free to follow and on Twitch and Twitter to make sure you know when I'm going live. I also post on Discord, which I'll post a link to in chat in case you want to join. Discord. My headphones are dragging over my keyboard. There we go. Does that work? Cool. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Bye.